Okay, I said I was going to make the video, and I'm making it. So here we got a Rinnai tankless water heater. This is one that we sold 3 years ago. This customer's getting their third flush for free. That was a deal when we sold the thing that we would give them 3 free flushes. So they really can't complain about my little infomercial that I'm doing here. So the first thing I'm going to recommend, if you're a homeowner, you should be buying this kit here. It's a Haymaker tankless water heater descaler. Comes with a little pump, comes with some washing machine hoses, and it comes with the descaler solution. Basically, the whole thing is, going to give you instructions on what to do, but I'm also going to give you instructions on what to do. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the cover off. This one's like kind of uncomfortable to get to, but basically these pieces will just slide to the right-hand side, and there's screws behind it. So looking at this from the front, we can see that this unit actually has a bypass valve, and it's on the cold water side. So there's actually a parameter that we have to set on this. This is for Rinnai heaters. I don't know Navien. If Navien has the same thing, the parameter is going to be different. So in order to do that, we have to enter the service menu. What you're going to do is you're going to hold this down button 2 seconds, and then we're going to hit this button, and that brings us in. So we got 1 through whatever it is. 2, 3. All right. I think 1 tells us our gallons per minute, which is currently at 0. But we're going to change that. So I am turning on a faucet, and the system is firing. We're at 1.3 gallons per minute. So we're just going to go up. Let's see what our set temperature is. 105, 104, 105. I think I turned it down when I was messing with it. All right. So now we are going to scroll up to, I shut the water off. It's in a post-purge. I believe it's 12. Let's see what 12 is. 40. Okay. Yep, that's what we're looking for. Okay. I turned it on, turned it off. It's at 37. So what you have to understand is that the higher that this number is, the more open that valve is to send the water through this T. So we don't want the water to go through that T. We want it to go through the heat exchanger. And so basically we got to change that number. The way that we do that is I'm just going to quick turn the water on. It's going to go down, and I'm going to unplug it. I didn't actually see the number go down because I was unplugging it, but I'm guessing it was somewhere around 11. Now what we're going to do is shut these valves down here. It's good to have secondary isolation because this one is too stiff to use. You can't turn it. I don't want to put channel locks on it and break it. They break easy. And then you're going to follow the directions on this stuff. It's 1 quart of this, 1 gallon of water. And so now you see I got 1 hose on the pump. The hose from the pump is going into the cold side of this service valve. And then I got 1 hose that's just going straight back into the bucket. That's going to recirculate. And so you just open those valves. You let it run 45 minutes. And I guess I'll have to make a part 2 on this. All right, so we're coming to the end of this thing. It's been about 45 minutes. This one that I'm working on is particularly clean. I'm actually getting ready to unplug the pump. You see all that green and all that stuff. This Haymaker stuff is a lot better than white vinegar. And that's not a paid advertisement, but it should be. So we're going to unplug it from all the way up there for no good reason. Right? Gonna shut these valves. All right. Before we get into the rest of it, you want to go over a couple things. I mean, I already did a visual inspection of this one because I've been sitting here for 45 minutes. I can see that there's a little bit of a rust stain. I don't know if that's from this or if that's from a condensate buildup or something like that. I have to check the history on this, see if there's any sort of warranties or anything like that. But you definitely want to check and see if you got anything leaking, dripping, anything that looks like it's got calcification on it. If it's got calcification on the outside, it might have been dripping at one time. Then you want to check your air openings. In this case, we have 2. This is a Venturi gas valve because this is a high efficiency unit. So basically this is pulling air in while it's, creating the flame. And we just want to make sure that that's free of like spider webs and stuff. So let me look at it. Actually, it looks like there's a little something in there. I'm going to get it out. Next, we go up to the top here. This one's always fun. This is the fresh air filter, right? So we get fresh air from outside. That's what this unit uses because it's a lot of BTUs. And look at that. We've got a bunch of leaves and crap in there. So we're going to go dump that somewhere. Put that back. If you ever have an issue with ignition, it seems like the thing is lighting, but it's telling you that it's not lighting. These are the, so this is the igniter, and then this is the flame sensor. You can take that stuff off of there. There's 3 screws, and you just clean it with a $1 bill. But for the purpose of today, we're really just here for a flush, so. Now, before we turn the water on, we have a little filter right here. We got to take this filter off and clean that out. Basically, any sort of debris that goes in from the cold side is supposed to get caught up in there. It's very rarely ever actually dirty when I take it off. See what I'm saying? It's like pretty clean, but we're gonna wash it anyway. This basement is like straight out of the 90s, dude. Aside from the flat screens, we didn't have those. So now we're gonna put this thing back in. Don't go crazy with it because it's got an O-ring on there, and if you tighten it down too much, you're actually just gonna break it. And so now I hope you can understand what I'm doing here. This is actually the condensate drain. That's an acid neutralizer. I don't usually do them like that when I put them in, but that's how this one is done. And basically, I am going to flush the rest of the scaling solution out through the condensate drain here. And hopefully that doesn't cause any problems, because I don't know where that goes. I took a look inside of there. The rocks are definitely dissolved. So I guess that'll be worth bringing up too. Part 3 now. All right, it's part 3, and because you brought it up, I'm going to do it. We're going to take all these plugs out here. We're going to take this off of here. Right? We're going to take these 3 screws out, and then we're going to clean this stuff. Oh, yeah. Good call. Good call. We're actually going to clean all of this the same way with a dollar bill. I mean, it's cleaner, but it's not perfect. Right? So we got everything back where we found it. You want to try and keep that refractory insulation stuff nice. I kind of just barely got this by the skin of my teeth. Now I got it back on. I got it set at 120. Turn the valve on. Get it going, get it started. All right, it's running. And the red dot means we're in use. We're going to go back to the service menu here and push. So I got the thing running, and I have the temperature is set at 120 degrees. Right now it's at 121. So now I'm going to go up in the menu, in the service menu like we did before. I'm going to go up to number 11. That's going to tell us our heat exchanger temperature. So we're at 146. So we're going to wind up being about 30 degrees, which is basically a perfect delta T. That means that we flush the system perfectly. So as of right now, this water heater is at peak efficiency, supposedly. That's without a combustion analysis, but I'm not getting into all of that. So anyway, that's your tankless water heater. You exit out of the service menu the same way, down button, 2 seconds in the on, and then it'll just tell you your temperature and in use on the front. And what was the other thing? Oh yeah, this acid neutralizer, we're gonna have to change the rocks in that at some point. Basically, that's just to protect whatever's at the other end of this. There may be nothing there. I actually have no idea. I haven't checked. So I hope you've enjoyed this. You can see the rest of my escapades on Hulu, season 2 of Sick Kids Entertainment, coming out this February.